Welcome back to another episode of your favorite show, the world's favorite show, and arguably the best show in sports betting, Prop Talk, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by Book It Sports. But before we get into it, got another special guest here, his very own Nick. How do you pronounce your last name? I'm just kidding. It's our producer from backstage. He's here today, and he's going to give you some props from not just the NBA, but maybe some props that involve some bats and balls. So, Nick, tell the people hello, and let's get into it.
What is up, Mikey Over? I get to be blessed with my presence on the show today. It's been a minute since I've been on a program. My program got canceled. Didn't make ratings. So good to be back here with you in place of Liv Moods, who's out on vacation. Mr. CEO, he's on an airplane going down to Dallas. A lot of people traveling this week, so good to be
ready
here.
To turn up.
Glad I can pick up the slack.
We're ready to absolutely turn up here. And now listen, this prop top's going to be a little different, as I said, because Nick's got some locks from different sports. But as always, I'm going to start us off. And I'm talking NBA slate.
What you like?
Before we get started, Nick, there's a little tradition here.
What's the tradition?
And
you missing
it's that
shots?
I have to shoot. Okay. Relax, first of all.
You missing shots.
First of all, we're going to start off
the last time you made one? Did you make one last episode?
It's going to be today.
Wow, there it is. You can't make it up, folks. My green screen is blending in.
Clip that. Everybody, somebody clip that. Chat, clip that and post it on your socials because this show is about to be electric. But listen, I'm going to get into it first here. My first prop is in this Brooklyn Nets game. Now, I believe they're coming up against the Mavericks today. And I found Kyrie Irving's player prop points down to 25.5 as it was last time he played, and he smashed it. Anytime I can get Kyrie Irving below the 28.5 mark, I need to smash it. Because we all know Kyrie Irving doesn't actually play a pure point guard position. That may be what he starts in tonight, but Kyrie Irving loves to score, and it's something he does very well. Regardless of if Kevin Durant is on the floor or James Harden is on the floor, Kyrie Irving is a scorer, and he's going to want to score 25.5 against this Maverick ball club. Should be very attainable for Kyrie. However, this Mavericks team is super unreadable, as well as this Nets team, as they got absolutely hammered by the Bucks 2 games in a row. So this has to be a revenge game where they say, hey, we're back, we're ready to go. We're going to punch Luka Doncic in the mouth, and they're going to need Kyrie Irving to put up buckets. So that's where I was with that. Nick, where are you going? Because we're going to a diamond now. We're stepping off the court, and we're going to a diamond.
We're going all the way down to Miami, where the Diamondbacks are taking on the Marlins. We're going Diamondbacks first 5 plus 120. Mad Bomb on the mound. D-backs, Marlins, not great teams. But Mad Bomb's only given up 2 runs in his last 3 starts. He doesn't really go deep into games. But I like the first 5 at plus money for the Diamondbacks. So we're going to roll with that. I don't like to touch NBA. I'm not too great at NBA. I do dabble a little bit in MLB. NFL is my main sport. MLB, big though, I like the first 5 props. We also like the Nerfy props. Maybe we float a Nerfy in there as well. That might help us.
Are we floating Nerfies?
We might float a Nerfy. We might float a Nerfy. We're going to go with the Diamondbacks first 5 with Bumgarner on the mound against the Marlins. I think they're about to get swept here too. So Diamondbacks could use a W.
So Nick, I'm looking at the odds here, and it's looking like it's going to be a juicy play, a little bit of a juice play here. And so the thesis here is that pitcher on the backs gives up basically negative runs in the first 5, but you're saying stay away from the Arizona money line full game?
Yeah, you never know because the Marlins, they got some good hitters. And when they're playing at home, if Mad Bomb doesn't pitch his whole game, they get in the D-backs bullpen. This one could probably go either way. But the first 5 is a safe bet in my book at plus money with Mad Bomb on the mound just because he has been pitching well as of late. He had that game, I think it was against the Braves, where he pitched 7 innings of no-hit ball. Didn't count for a no-hitter because it was that 7-inning doubleheader bullshit. So he didn't get the no-hitter. They also had Means last night for the Orioles, who pitched technically a perfect game. He pitched a no-hitter, pitched a perfect game on the but then the drop third strike on the wild pitch got away, and so the guy got on base, and so it didn't count as a perfect game, even though it probably should have. So seeing some good pitching lately in the MLB, but I like Mad Bomb and the D-backs for 5.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big baseball guy, but I'm feeling like we're all in on that one.
You're gonna need to be, though. You're gonna need to be, because NBA is gonna end, and then what are you gonna do with your life? What are you and Liv Moods gonna do after MLB season is over?
Listen, I've got no doubt in my mind that I can take my talents to any sport and apply my prop knowledge and prop skills at any time in any sport, as I've done in hockey, and the Book It community has seen that. I'm not worried about what I'm going to do, Nick. I'm worried about what you're going to do. Because if this doesn't hit, this is your debut, and it could be your debut and your finale all in one.
Quick exit.
But listen, you come to this show. You come to this show because you want some props. You already got 2, but guess what? You're going to get another 2. So here's my other one. We got a huge LA matchup on primetime television. Clippers-Lakers. We're bringing it back to the hardwood here, stepping away from the diamond. However, we will be back to the diamond momentarily. And listen, here's what I'm going for. Now, this didn't work out last time I tried it on Prop Talk, but I'm going to try it again. And it's Paul MVP Trainer George to get over 23.5 points on this LA Laker club. Now, listen, this is a Clippers team that needs to make a statement against their rival. This Laker-Clippers matchup, regardless of who's playing, is a massive game for the fans and the players alike. And this is the game for LA right now. Anthony Davis is healthy and he's playing. Andre Drummond is healthy and he's playing. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George are playing. LeBron James, I don't even know what he does anymore. It just seems like he complains about everything and anything whenever he can get the time to. However, I know Paul George has only hit this in 2 of his last 5. But I really like him to step up against the Lakers because they moved his line down 2 points since the last time I bet him, when it was at 25.5. It is now at 23.5. Paul George is one of these guys, as Trent and I discussed last time we were on Tuesday, he's either on or he's off. And this is a game where the Clippers are going to need him to be on, because this is a Clippers-Lakers matchup rivalry game on primetime television. And I'm absolutely backing Paul MVP Trainer George to get over 23.5 against this Laker club. Damn it, could you imagine if I went 2 for 2?
Oh, that was close. That was going to be your good luck charm coming in here.
Could you imagine?
Look out.
All right, Nick, but take me back to the diamond here. What are you feeling? Tell me.
Well, we're going to take a step back for a second because we had breaking news earlier, not right now. Breaking news, Albert Pujols, the greatest hitter of all time, one of the greatest hitters of all time, has been released by the Los Angeles Angels.
And
it is now time for him to come home. The last real in-person sporting event I've been at was in 2019 when Big Al, the Machine, came back to St. Louis, and the crowd was electric. And I know right now it might not make a whole lot of sense for the St. Louis Cardinals to bring Albert Pujols back home to St. Louis. But, I'm just saying, he's probably better than Matt Carpenter. So just knock somebody off, send him down to the minors, give him a nice bench spot, let him come up, hit every once in a while. Because if Pujols ends his career by not hitting 700 home runs at 667 right now, he ends his career not eclipsing that 700 mark. That's going to be a disappointment.
You think he can get over 700 this year?
No way. He needs at least one more this year and then another year. He could go to the White Sox or the Royals where it makes sense because they have the DH. Matheny is the manager of the Royals. Tony La Russa is the manager of the White Sox. So it makes more sense for him to go to the American League and DH there. But he's not going to help the team win. But I think as a baseball fan, you got to bring Albert Pujols home.
Albert Pujols is about as washed as my laundry that's in the room next to me.
I'm not arguing that.
I question whether or not that roster spot is useful. We've seen it all the time where NBA teams say, hey, listen, man, you ran your course. We love you, but we'll see you later. You know what I mean? Like, there's not a lot of love for athletes in the business of sports. And I wonder that, obviously, I grew up in the era of Albert Pujols, an absolute unit behind the plate. He sends it deep more often than not. However, this is a business, and you're talking about roster spots. Do you honestly think he deserves an MLB roster spot?
No, but for the nostalgia factor, The Cardinals are
Oh.
if St. Louis wasn't at the top of their division right now, I think they may actually make a run at him. But since they are in contention and have a pretty good squad, as far as offense goes, they don't really need him. But for the nostalgia factor, it would be good. I digress.
The nostalgia factory.
I digress. We are going to keep in the 90210 with the Angels and go Angels first 5 tonight. You don't have Pujols in the lineup now, so you can sprinkle a little lunch money on a Mike Trout home run. That's probably going to be at plus money. It always is, but it's always a pretty safe bet. Haney's on the mound tonight. Not their best pitcher, and they are going up against the Rays. They've lost the last 3 games, but the Angels are at home, and I think this is a good opportunity for them to bounce back. This one is not plus money. They are at home. Haney's an okay pitcher. Again, he doesn't go deep into games, but Angels first 5. I like it. Their offense can always spark, and they need to spark right now because they are not playing good baseball. So I'm going to go with Los Angeles Angels first 5.
Yesterday.
Were you on them yesterday?
I had a parlay yesterday, Nicholas. That was Memphis Grizzlies money line smacked. Atlanta Braves money line smacked. Or no. Hold on, I might need to check the tapes because it was a 5-teamer and it lost by 1 leg, and the leg was the Red Sox.
Dude.
Let me check the tape. Let me check the tape. Just hold on. All right, here it is. Red Sox money line. But then after that, it was Cleveland Indians, ML, smacked. Los Angeles Angels, -0.5, first 5, smacked. Vegas Golden Knights money line, smacked. Memphis Grizzlies, smacked. And the Boston Red Sox decided to have the gall to sell, but then mount a slight comeback to then sell again.
Yeah, when JD Martinez hit that home run, the Book It app went ballistic. I don't think there's been so many posts in a row about a single player on the Book It app since we launched in November than last night when JD Martinez hit that home run.
But then you get men on the corners, you bring one home, and you strike at you go down looking at a fastball down the pipe. As a baseball fan, Nick, is there ever a scenario where you're in extra innings like that and you go off looking?
Nah, you gotta swing the bat. You gotta swing the bat. You gotta be like me and MLB The Show.
Swing the bat.
You gotta swing it.
That's like getting a buzzer beater in basketball and not shooting.
Yeah. That's just lack of awareness.
I was shocked.
You gotta be better than that.
And it was right down the pipe, Nick. It was right down the pipe. It was right down the pipe. You gotta swing at that. Get your paddle out.
I lost the parlay this week on the Vegas Golden Knights, so on the last leg. So I feel your pain.
Vegas Golden Knights have been the Book It lock, however.
Parlays are not smacking right now.
Parlays are not smacking. I've been ice cold to parlays. However, Trent, myself, and intern Chuck dropped the Parlay Story 4-teamer.
Yeah, the Toy Story 4
app today.
parlay. Why?
Because Woody is the centerpiece
of
Toy Story. Woody is the Toy Story centerpiece. He's also a cowboy. My favorite saying is "Let's ride." I have multiple memes ready to fire regarding Woody riding because he is a cowboy and they ride horses. Giddy up. That's what I'm saying. All right, Nick, let's run it back for one more time. You start off with your baseball bets. I'll come in with my NBA props and we'll get after it here. Run it back.
Run it back. D-backs. Madison Bumgarner on the mound tonight on the road in Miami. D-backs first 5 plus 120. And then we go to the 90210 where the Los Angeles Angels, who recently released Albert Pujols, questionable decision. First 5 minus 155. They are looking to not get swept tonight. Both these teams are looking not to get swept tonight. So nice opportunities for them to jump out to early leads. Mikey, what do you got on the hardwood?
On the hardwood, I'm going Kyrie Irving over 25.5 points, against a Mavericks club that he should be able to score at ease against. I know he's got a matchup of Luka Doncic, but I feel like the Nets should win this game, but I can't get a read on that Nets club nor the Mavericks club because those teams are teams where they can come out really hot or really cold. Kyrie Irving will score points, though. That's one thing we know about Kyrie Irving is he will score points. 25.5 points.
When
I feel like he
shows up.
should clear that pretty easily, of course, when he decides to play and not take a personal day. So 25.5 points for Kyrie Irving. I love. And then my next game is the other primetime game, LA versus LA, Clippers-Lakers. I really like Paul MVP trainer George to score over 23.5 points against this Laker ball club. This has to be a rivalry game. The Clippers have to come out and smack the Lakers in the mouth, and that means their two best players, Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, need to be scoring at high clips to stop this Laker team and prove that they are LA's franchise. That's where I'm at today. And listen, as always, I'll be dropping exclusives on the Book It Sports app. Because it's Nick's debut episode, I'm going to make him drop exclusives on the Book It Sports app. So what you need to do is download the Book It Sports app. And you're probably sitting there going, if you're a first-time listener, what's a Book It Sports app? Let me tell you. It's the sports app for all things sports fans and sports bettors alike. You can track your action that you're placing on your sports book. So if you're a sports bettor, come show us your record because we keep track of that. So you can either prove that you're a good sports bettor or maybe you should just stop throwing your money away. You can post to the feed because it is a social media scrolling feed app. You can follow your friends in any other account that you want, including myself and Nick. I'm Mikey over there. Nikki Picks, I'll absolutely let you know what I think, but let me just finish my plug. You can also, if you're going through a cold streak or you just want a little help, buy expert picks from our Book It Sports verified handicappers. Shout out Midwest Mike. He's been the hottest right now. But listen, we've got plenty more than just Midwest Mike. We've got Sharp Dimes. We've got
Jade Albets.
Jade Albets. We've got
Winter Wire.
And more. So if you're not on the app, buying these picks, posting your picks, following your friends, making memes, you need to get on it because it's free on the App Store and Google Play Store. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of Prop Talk. We gave you the props. We gave you some bants. This has been Nick's first episode. Hopefully we'll get him back one time soon because I love having him here. Thank you. We'll see you here next week. Hopefully Liv will be back from vacation. Oh my God, that was so close. We'll fix it in post.